Welcome to the basic run tutorial. We're talking about the basic run. The basic as it gets. This is how we learn how to move quickly over the ground. And it is more advanced than walking. Because I'm going to do a two-step. Because running, there's personality to a run. And because it happens so quickly, if you just saw a loop over and over really fast, it would start to look repetitive. So give it two steps, and what will happen so fast will happen twice so fast, and hey, it won't look as repeated. And the feet are the same, so it's just gonna be learning. Let's make our head, not that color though, that color. With the walk, I only did a one step, so you know it's twice as much work, but it's gonna be great. It's gonna be 12 frames of running fantastic. I'm gonna use the line tool, save some time, because I was having some. The brush tool and I were fighting last tutorial. Anyway, this is where I'm gonna start. The head, it's good. The posture, it's different. So when you run, you lean forward a little bit. Maybe not that much. Maybe more like that. And then as you go in for the jump, you might lean a little bit more. And I'm going to be doing my head bobs all on one layer. So, I'm going to do it all at the same time. Okay? So, where do we start? The first frame, where the legs cross. Because it's the easiest one to fudge later. And, oh boy. Right there. Yep. Okay, that's frame one. And then here are the leg positions. So, the front leg is on the ground, but this leg is not. Key difference between running and walking. When you're walking, one leg at least is always on the ground, and sometimes both are on the ground. When you're running, almost never are two legs on the ground, and sometimes 0 legs are on the ground, because when you're in the air, you can move more quickly than if you're on the ground. So you gotta go faster. I'm gonna move this over just a bit. Okay. Here we go. Let's start animating. Let me copy this head and torso and then paste it. So the motion for the head, instead of just going up and then down and then back up again, you go kinda in an oval, like a diagonal oval, like that. And you go forward and then back, just like that little picture right there. So the first thing I'm gonna do is rotate just a bit and then move it forward just a bit. There. And here. That's good. So now this back leg that was here is now going to be the forward leg. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I'm going to turn on snapping so I can just connect all these joints really easily. If you're a line tool animator, then you've got it easy. Move the head down just a bit. Oh, now it's going to be... Oh. Hey, quick tip. If you ever have a line and then you bend it, even if you undo it, if you hit Control Z, it'll go back. But if you try to do this, it thinks, oh, it's a bendy line now. Like, why? I don't know. This is a straight line. So if I want to do this, oh, it's straight, but then I bend it and I undo that bend. It never happened. It still thinks it's a bendy line. Just click it, hit straighten one time, and then it'll go back to being straight. It's such a silly, like, look, it's happening right now. So I'll just straighten it with my hotkey, and then it's back. Yeah, I don't get it. Only with lines. And the edges of shapes too. No, I'm not. It's not only with lines. Look at this. It's a rectangle. You bend it, you undo it, and then it thinks, oh, I'm bending now. I think if you undo twice to a different undo, then it goes away. Who knows? Macromedia. I think it still happens though. I don't think it's just Macromedia. Okay, the next one. The head is starting on that oval path. You see it? You see that oval? I can get a better tool, or a better note-taking color. Okay, now this front leg still hasn't touched the ground. It won't until he lands. Is going to kick out and become the reason that he's going off the ground. It's his knee pulling him up into the air. You see, when he throws this leg up, the whole body comes off the ground. And it's also because of this toe right here is going to be pushing. When you push up with your big toe, that leads to you flying forward at a tremendous speed, you know, every time. So right there. Yeah, he might even come up off the ground just a little bit more. Next frame. The fourth frame. Boy, this thing better wrap up soon. This run cycle, I mean. Otherwise, he's gonna not have anywhere to be. This foot will be right here. Maybe like right there. Yeah! So he's still in the air after the fourth frame, and he's just kinda, legs are still getting far apart. But then, after frame 5, frame 5 is where it all kicks off. He starts to go back towards the ground. Yeah, and then this leg starts to come downward, and you start to see the angle getting greater. So this front foot, unlike walking, will have a larger angle. With walking it was 30 max. Here with running you can get up to 45, depending on what style of run you want. If you run in real life, you don't really ever do this much, but for figures it helps so that they are anticipating landing. And even more so that the leg might be a little bit more straight than it is. And then this wouldn't... Yeah. Oh, it's gonna do it. There, straightened it. Maybe like that much. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Okay, and then this leg, this back one, is gonna start coming forward. We got a leader pulling the follower. And then this foot is kind of like that. It's trying to get back to that level of bendiness, so I'm actually going to change that just a smidge, and in fact, now that I look at it, this is not bent enough. It should be more like this, and that should be like kind of out. So it should be like that. This angle. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to copy this first frame, paste it on frame 7, and then do my in-betweens. Let me get this. Copy. Paste it up. Turn off the double. Okay, so it's got to be right there. And then this has to be right there. Good. Good, good, good. Now, we do right there for this leg. In fact, I think I bent it too soon. The foot, I mean. Yeah, it should still be back right there, and then it's starting to come forward. Run cycles, man. Crazy. The foot touches down, and he's ready to go. So that's a single step, and it looks okay. I'm gonna copy all of this, and then I'll do the arms different, because that looks good, and it'll be good. So if I copy those and paste them, The legs can look the same, but the arms need to be a little bit different. Otherwise, you start picking out that it's not the same, that it is the same thing just over and over. So, back arm. I'll do the back arm first, and then I'll do the front arm. But I guess halfway through, the back arm is going to turn into the front arm. So I'll make one be kind of really bent, and then the other will be more like that. Alright. Next frame. This guy goes back. So when the arm throws back, he's throwing it back at an angle, like this, and then as it gets thrown, it'll start to straighten out, because this part is still moving, but then this is starting to stop it and pull it back from right there. So it'll do something like this. Not that, no. In fact, it won't even do what I just did. This is wrong. It'll be less, and then it'll be at most like that. And then it'll start to come forward, and it'll almost turn straight after a second. But then it won't, because then he starts moving his hand forward. And it bends, and it bends, and then it crosses. As the legs cross. Frame 7. Remember, this is supposed to be similar to this frame, but different enough so that the loop doesn't look repetitive. Yeah. So maybe like that. And then when he brings it forward, so if this was you from the front, like if this was your head, and this was your torso, your arm, when you run, kind of comes inward a little bit. So to a camera that's over here, looking at that motion, this arm will look a little bit shorter, because like if this was a top view, then this is what the arm is doing. So here's that camera again from the top view now. It'll look shorter. Not by too much, but just a little bit. It'll sell that running motion. So that's what I'm going to do with his arm. And I'm going to do it on the other one when I animate it. So it's starting to get ready to bend forward, and then it's bending, just like that. And now I'm making the forearm just a little bit shorter. Not even that much. That's too much. Too much. And he should bend his elbow out just a bit more. The line tool. Hey, if you're use line for when you're starting off. You know what? Do what you want. But it's helpful. And then it has to start coming back towards that one arm that was bent inward, right like that. So that's pretty close. I don't think I need to copy it. That's good. And let me just do the other one now. The front arm. Front arm, delicious. Same thing as before. This one I'll say is this is the left arm on this figure, the left arm, in quotes, because there is no left and right with stick figures. So maybe he's doing some of that. No, no, he's doing some of that. And then as it comes in, it's like that. And then he's pulling it just a bit. And then the bicep bit starts to swing back. And so does the forearm. As it's getting ready to cross. Something's wrong. Should be lower, maybe? No, because it's gonna get thrown back. Yeah, this is fine. And then they cross, just like before. The front arm is a bigger angle. Well, the one that was in the front is it's a bigger angle on that side, but it's bent more is what I'm saying. And then just like before, it'll do some of that action. Going back bent, and then starts to straighten out as he relaxes the back arm, because its purpose is served the purpose that the back arm serves, it's right here. That was it. It's already happened. And then the rest is just follow through. And so it just goes relaxed, and then it starts to get pulled forward. Yeah. Right there. And then that'll turn back into that frame. Close enough? Let me bend it just down a crumpet. 1 crumpetular increment. I can measure that for you. It was right there. No, it was right there. X that out. Undo, undo, undo. And then it was to right there. So if I make those a symbol, and then I copy it, I can move it again. 1 crumpet, and then bend the elbow respectively. And then you can use that as a universal measurement. That's 1 CR. So if I go through and look at this, it's looking good. He's running. He looks like he's got somewhere to be. And I want him to have somewhere to be. Yeah. Okay, I'll do my doubles. I'm going to double him up. If I go in here and I look for the points when his legs are far apart and add some doubles. Yeah. That ought to work. Not bad. Oh, not shabby. He's running. In fact, he's running like a pro. And that's how you make a run cycle. Some key differences from walking. Well, first of all, the legs. The legs get further apart. With a walk cycle, they get maybe, I don't know, like 1 calf distance apart on the ground. But with a run cycle, it looks like he's getting like upwards of 3 apart. That wasn't the right way to do that. I should have done this and then done my 3. But yeah, bigger distance between the legs. Both feet are off the ground for most of the cycle, really. And then I did a 2-step. You can do it a 1-step and just loop it, and it would look like this. And it's not bad, but it's good to have some variety with your thing, because then with each forward arm being different, it looks a little more natural, and it's easier to look at, because you stop noticing the similarities, and you see that it's a little bit different each time. And then what else? Well, the leg bend. See, you get more of it. You just do, because you have to move faster, so you need to be able to bring those legs forward more quickly, and you can't wait for them to swing into place. You have to pull them with this thing, and when you start pulling this faster than this foot is swinging, well, then you get bends. You get big bends. Like, what's that? Before it was like 170. Now, that's like 50 degrees. So, bigger leg bends, bigger arm bends, and then this whole thing where it points away from the camera. It's sort of important. Some people can do it just like that, and it looks fine. It's a style choice, if you want to emulate 3D or if you want to stick to a 2D plane. You do what works for your soul bread, because if the bread inside is getting soggy, I don't want that. I don't. And you should stop. So those are run cycles. Oh, and the head motion. The head motion is ovular. It starts like that, and then it goes like that. And it is not straight up and down. Go animate your run cycle today. Show me what it looks like. And tell me if anything didn't make sense. Or if you don't like this run cycle. Or maybe what your favorite food is on a Tuesday. I'm FlashBepler, and I'm gonna go now. And I'm gonna see you. And that was supposed to be a hand. Yeah, bye.